Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of our English Learning Podcast.
You know, life at work isn't always about big wins or perfect days. Sometimes, it's just you, your coffee, and a list of tasks that look a little scarier than you expected. We all face moments when things feel difficult, not because we can't do them, but because every challenge has its own flavor. Some are confusing, some are heavy, and some just drain your energy. In today's episode, let's slow down a little and talk about how we describe those moments, not just to sound fluent, but to really understand what we're feeling and how to express it. Because words shape our thoughts, and the right word can completely change how you see a situation. So, get comfortable, maybe grab a drink, take a deep breath, and let's explore the language of difficulty in English, and how it can actually make you stronger. You know that feeling when you're sitting in a meeting, and suddenly everyone bursts out laughing, and you're just there, smiling awkwardly, still trying to figure out what someone said. Yeah, that moment when English feels like it's flying past you at lightning speed. It's not that you don't know the language, it's just that real-life English moves fast. People mumble, they joke, they interrupt each other. It's messy. And honestly, that's what makes it real. You're not alone in that. We've all been there, pretending to laugh while thinking, what just happened? But here's the thing, you can train your ear and your brain to catch more of it. Bit by bit, conversation by conversation, you start to tune in. It's like adjusting the radio until the sound gets clearer. And the same thing happens when you learn how to describe what's going on around you, especially at work. Let's talk about one of the most common situations in any job, when something's difficult. Not impossible, just not easy. You know, those moments when you look at your screen and say to yourself, "Oh no, what even is this?" That's when you reach for words to describe the challenge, and that's where English gives you so many options. Now, sure, you can say, "It's hard." Everyone says that. But it's kind of flat, right? It doesn't show what kind of hard it is. Because there's a big difference between something that's a bit confusing, something that's emotionally draining, and something that's just way too complicated. So let's play with that a little. Imagine you're working on a new system at work, and it's not behaving the way it's supposed to. You click one thing, and something else breaks. You fix that, and another problem pops up. It's not the end of the world, it's just tricky. You say, "This system is tricky." It means there's something sneaky about it. It's like it has a secret personality. Not hard, just full of surprises. And we all know that feeling, right? The spreadsheet that won't calculate correctly. The file that won't open until you restart your laptop 3 times. You roll your eyes and say, this thing is tricky. You're not frustrated yet, you're just figuring it out. But sometimes, it's more than tricky. It's tough. Like when your boss asks you to make a choice between two projects, both with tight deadlines, both important. That's not sneaky, that's serious. You take a deep breath and say, that's a tough decision. You can almost feel the weight of it. Or when the week is flying by and you've still got too much left to do, you think, this is tough. I need more hours in the day. And, to be honest, tough doesn't always mean bad. Sometimes the toughest things are the ones that make you stronger. You finish the project, look back, and think, wow, that was tough, but I did it. There's pride in that. Then there's another kind of difficulty, the one that sucks up your energy completely. You know when you start something, and it just takes everything out of you. That's when you say it's demanding. Like, this project is really demanding. I've been at it all week. You're not complaining, you're just being real. It's the kind of work that makes your brain tired, your coffee cold, and your weekend feel way too short. And yeah, sometimes people can be demanding too. We've all had that coworker or manager who always wants just one more change. You fix one thing, and they send a message saying, actually, can we tweak this a bit more? You smile politely, but in your head, you're like, wow, this person is demanding. You don't hate them, you just know they have high expectations. But there's one word that turns the whole idea of difficulty into something positive, challenging. I love this word because it carries motivation. When you say something is challenging, it doesn't sound like complaining. It sounds like you're ready for it. You're saying, yeah, this isn't easy, but I can handle it. You're confident, curious, and a little bit excited. Like when you start a new job or a new role, and everything feels new, new systems, new people, new rules. You tell your friend, it's challenging, but I'm learning so much. That's powerful. It tells people you're growing. And then, of course, we have the word complex. That one always makes me think of a puzzle, layers, connections, and pieces that all have to fit just right. In business, things are rarely simple. You've got people from different departments working together, deadlines that depend on each other, budgets, approvals, and about 1,000 emails. It's complex. You might say, this issue is too complex to solve right now. Let's come back to it tomorrow. That doesn't mean it's impossible, it just means it's got too many parts to rush. And honestly, complex things are often the most interesting. They keep your brain alive. So think about it. All these words, tricky, tough, demanding, challenging, complex, they're like a toolbox. Each one helps you describe a different flavor of difficulty. Instead of just saying, it's hard, you can pick the word that fits best. It makes your English sound more natural, more professional, and a lot more expressive. And here's something fun. Next time you catch yourself struggling with a project, try to describe it out loud. Just say, this one's tricky, or, this feels challenging, or, wow, this is demanding. You'll notice how saying it out loud changes how you feel about it. Sometimes, the word you choose changes your attitude completely. So next time you're sitting at your desk, staring at a messy spreadsheet, take a deep breath, smile a little, and remember, maybe it's not hard. Maybe it's just tricky. Or maybe it's tough, but you've handled tougher. Maybe it's demanding, but that's because it's worth it. Maybe it's challenging, and you're about to grow from it. Or maybe, it's complex, and you're smart enough to figure it out piece by piece. Whatever it is, don't just call it hard. Give it a name, give it meaning, and give yourself credit. Because if you're listening to this right now, you're already doing the hard part, learning, improving, and showing up every day. And that, my friend, might be tricky, might be tough, might even be demanding, but it's definitely worth it. So next time something feels difficult, whether it's a task, a person, or just a long day, remember that your words matter. When you say something is tricky instead of hard, or challenging instead of impossible, you're not just describing the world, you're changing how you experience it. Learning a language, like learning life itself, is full of these little challenges. But each new word, each mistake, each small win, it all adds up. You're not just learning English, you're learning a new way to think, to grow, and to face whatever comes next. Thanks for listening, and remember, it's okay if it's tough, as long as you keep going. Because the hardest things often turn out to be the most rewarding.